Hello, folks. Hope you had a great weekend. Do you remember the last poll from Friday where I was actually asking all the brides about what's their biggest fears when they think about their wedding? And I actually gathered a lot of interesting answers and I want to share them with you, but let's see them all together. Budget. So for the budget, there's some things that you can actually do before you dig into the planning process. So first of all, I suggest that you and your partner sit down together and really discuss about what's important for your wedding. What are your non-negotiables? How much do you really want to spend on the wedding? And talk to your families if they want to contribute so that you have a clear idea of how much you actually have in total for the wedding day. And once you have set all these important factors, then you can probably potentially start with the planning. If you have the opportunity, ask the help of experts and professionals and ask them a lot of questions. Make sure that those vendors and the venue, the planner, they really understand the vision that you have in mind and your overall dream, if it's doable or not. Because sometimes we have some vision that is not really aligned to the reality of what to expect for a wedding in Tuscany or in Umbria. And of course, make sure that you have the right head count, because the head count affects the budget. Hello, folks. Hope you had a great weekend. Do you remember the last poll from Friday where I was actually asking all the brides about what's their biggest fears when they think about their wedding? And I actually gathered a lot of interesting answers and I want to share them with you, but let's see them all together. Concern about bad makeup. Yes, it can happen, but it will happen only if we have not planned anything ahead. When you start doing the selection of the makeup artist and the hairstylist, it's important, if you have the opportunity, to come to Italy prior the wedding day to be able to organize a trial with this artist, because what you see on Instagram sometimes it's not necessarily what you like on your face, on your hair. So if you have the opportunity to do this, do this. Don't save any money on the trial. But of course, if you're not able to come here prior to the wedding, what I suggest is that you at least set at a sort of trial the day before the wedding. You're going to be here in Italy anyways. So if you can do that, that's absolutely my advice, to meet with your artist the day before the wedding. At least on the day of the wedding, you are more relaxed and you had the chance to get to know each other already. And plus, on the welcome night, you will be absolutely beautiful with your makeup and your hair. Of course, it has to be different from the way you're going to be at your wedding. Okay, so fear of rain. Majority of the clients that we have, they all are concerned about the rain. I have to tell you this, if we have a good contingency plan, you shouldn't be worrying about anything. And this happens at the very beginning of the planning stage, which is the venue selection. So when we start doing the venue selection, the venue scouting, we always make sure that that venue can actually fit all of your guests, be it rain or shine. Because of course, we don't want any huge problems and surprises on the day of the wedding. When we just realize on the day of the wedding that it's going to be raining, we will certainly consult with you and try to decide together what's the best option and the best decision to make. But we are together in this. So if we have planned a good solid contingency plan ahead, believe me, the wedding will absolutely turn out magical. One of the answers that really caught my attention is actually this one: fear of having panic attacks. First of all, I think that it's my fault because I used the wrong wording for the question. I should have just rephrased the question into what's your biggest concern on the day of the wedding, because fear doesn't really associate with a positive word that it's a wedding and you're all with your nearest and dearest, your beloved ones, trying to craft memories that you will be able to cherish for the rest of your lives. So said this, we as wedding planners, we're not only planners, but we are your friends, your best friend on the day of the wedding. And if this is something that really concern you because your character is like that, don't worry, because normally we try with your support to create a supportive, calm environment on the day of the wedding. It's just normal to be overwhelmed, but if you select your vendors properly and you make sure that they're all professionals, trust me, the day of the wedding will just get as smooth as you have always imagined it. This one, fear of the wedding planner not showing up. I would be really frustrated too if that happened, because I have to tell you a secret. Me too, every time, every morning before the wedding, I call all the vendors, making sure that they respect the timeline and that they arrive at the agreed time. But said this, if anything happens and I'm not able to be present at your wedding day, don't worry, because I'm not alone in my team. There is another person, a trusted senior planner that works with me, and there is always a person who will be staying there at your wedding, making sure that everything is orchestrated as we have planned during the entire planning process, because force majeure can happen, but really we're always there with a good plan B. Besides, it's also written in the contract, so don't worry at all, because there is always someone from the team who will be there to orchestrate vendors, making sure that, of course, you still have your dream wedding orchestrated. So, yes, we're going to be there. Family dramas. Yes, I'm with you. This is a hot potato. What you can do for this is, first, I think that you should open your heart and talk to your families or the people that are involved with the conflict, and ask them to cooperate on making sure that at least on the day of the wedding they set aside any conflicts they have. It's your wedding, so it's just normal that you want it to be memorable as possible. Another advice is that make sure you arrange a good seating arrangement. Separate the families or the people involved and put them next to people that are external to this kind of conflict. Another thing could be to organize some activities, interesting activities to distract the guest, and talk to your planner and make sure that she is aware of any drama so that she can potentially be a mediator between these two groups of people. But lastly, I really think that you should focus more on your wedding day. I know that you love your dearest and nearest, but it's important that you don't lose the energy on these matters, because you get married once in a lifetime and it's just normal for you to be happy.